Welcome back to my channel, Psychic Medium Jennifer Hall here. Thanks for joining me. In this video, we're going to talk about clairvoyance. I'm going to share with you what that means. So what does it mean to be clairvoyant? I'm going to give you guys a few little symbols or signs that can point you in the direction of knowing whether you're clairvoyant or if you have that as an innate ability. And I'm going to share with you guys a few little exercises to open up your third eye, things that you can do to really tap into your clairvoyance and have some clear seeing going on in your life. So if that interests you, stick with me. We're going to get right into it.
Welcome to Spirit Speaks with Psychic Medium Jennifer Hall.
So the term clairvoyance actually means in French, clear seeing. So in the energetic world, we use the term clairvoyance to describe somebody that is using their intuitive abilities or using their third eye to interpret the energy around them. So they're seeing the energy or they're interpreting the energy around them through a visual way. So for example, if you're going to see a clairvoyant, or for me, even in my mediumship readings, I see a lot of images and symbols that come to me in my mind's eye. So one kind of misconception is that a lot of the time when people are clairvoyant or they're seeing things with their third eye, they're not really seeing them projected out into the world. Some mediums, some psychics will do that. Most of us, we see within our third eye or within our imagination. So that's what we mean when we say clairvoyant. We're interpreting the energy that we're receiving, we're interpreting the messages that we're receiving in a symbolic or an image way within our minds. So although I believe that everyone is intuitive and everyone is psychic and everyone is a medium, we all have the same capability of connecting with the spirit world or connecting with the energy world around us. We are all very different with how we interpret the energy. So clairvoyance is only one of many ways that you might interpret energy around you, and it may or may not be your strong point. The cool news is that if it is your strong point, I'm going to give you some exercises on how to really open that up and harness that. But if it's not, and if it's something that you'd like to try and do more of and kind of open that third eye chakra a little bit, that space right here between your brows that is really our clear seeing energy center, if you'd like to open that up, you can do that. Everybody has access to it. Everyone has that. And a lot of the time it's just that we haven't focused on opening it, or it's maybe been shut due to fear, or there's many reasons why we haven't tapped into it yet, but you can do that, and I want to help you do that today. So if you're already a visual person, if you learn by watching, or if someone's giving you directions for something and you're in your mind kind of playing it over and visualizing it, you might not need to see it in a map, but you can kind of play it through in your imagination. If you're the kid that was always daydreaming in school or always making up these fabulous stories, if you have just this grand imagination, you're probably a very clairvoyant person to begin with. If you experience deja vu, or if you just know when things are going to happen, you've already kind of played them out. Sometimes you might have dreams, so premonition type dreams, or even if it's just daydreams, you just sort of know that something's going to happen. That's usually a very clairvoyant situation. Maybe you know that before you pick up your phone, you've already kind of seen in your mind who the person is going to be on the caller ID. So you sort of have that, that intuition attached already with the visual center in your mind. And if that's not you, if you're not really a visual person, if you don't think that you really learn that way, or if it doesn't come naturally for you to see things and images in your mind, there are ways for you to open that up. And I'm going to go kind of step by step, just 3 super simple, easy steps that you can take to open your third eye. First and foremost, and if you've watched my other videos, you know that I say this all the time, the first thing to do is to raise your vibration. Please come at this exercise, or come at any exercise that you're doing when it comes to energy or spirit or vibrations, come at it with the highest vibration that you possibly can. Please. Because if you come at it from a place of fear or a place of really kind of apprehension or not knowing, I want you to be trusting of the vibration and trusting of the energy world before you jump into this. And I speak from experience with this. I spent so many years of my life terrified from the things that I was seeing within my mind, because I was coming at it from a place of fear. And I started seeing kind of not so great things. But from my experience, there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. There is no lower energy. There's no bad vibrations or anything like that. The only thing is that when we kind of get to a place where we're not, focused and we're not clear and we're not really enjoying life the way that we want to, we can get those sort of lower vibrational feelings, and our imagination can get away from us in a not so great way. So I really highly encourage you, step number one, please do something to raise your vibration. I would recommend either sitting in quiet meditation. If you know how to meditate, if that's something that comes naturally to you, please try that first. If not, you can try a guided meditation. I have a few on my channel, but you can find so many out there. YouTube is a great venue for that. So search for a nice guided meditation, something to just raise your vibration. You could do something like go for a walk, or just sit quietly until you get to a place of eagerness and excitement, because this is really a fun process and it isn't scary, and it doesn't need to be a heavy thing. It should be really quite fun to be able to tap into the energy world around you. So the second step is appreciating your imagination. And I have talked about imagination a few times already in this video, but it really is truly the key. I think that we're brought up from a young age with elders, parents, teachers, whoever. Oh, that's just your imagination. Oh, stop with the imagination. Oh, your imagination is so big and it's running away from you again, or running, whatever. So I just feel like as if we've been taught that our imagination is not really a great thing. But our imagination is actually a huge component in our intuitive nature. And we're meant to have that third eye, to have that energy center within our brains in order to see things. And it's really, truly a beautiful thing if you can harness it properly. So harness that imagination that you have and use it frequently if you can. So you can even practice with imagination. You can, if you're doing a guided meditation or a guided visualization exercise that you found, let's say on YouTube, you can practice using your imagination by doing those guided meditations. So you're actually visualizing yourself kind of moving forward with whatever it is that they're telling you to see or do or experience. You can also just do this as visualization exercises in your life. So if you're working with the law of attraction and you want to kind of bring in some beautiful manifestations in your life, this is a fantastic tool to help you not just to manifest the things that you want through visualization, but the visualization process will in turn open up your third eye, because you're exercising those muscles deep within your brain that really kind of work with the imagination center and connecting that with your intuition center as well. Done some things to raise your vibration, you've acknowledged and appreciated that beautiful imagination that you have, and maybe needing to throw out a little bit of trust will be helpful. Trust in what you're seeing, trust in the imagination. I just want to kind of throw this out there. If you're an energy worker, or if you're, a dreamer and you're receiving sort of messages through your dreams, write them down and play with it a little bit. See if they get validated throughout your day. If somebody comes to you and says, oh, this happened to me, and you're like, oh, I totally knew that was going to happen. But play around with it a little bit. And it's not all about predictions and all about, reading the future by any means. It's not even about that. But it's about opening our third eye so that we can really learn to trust the energy world around us. And it's just another way of interpreting the energy, the spirit, the non-physical stuff that's going on all around us. So another exercise that we can do to open our third eye is actually by utilizing our physical eyes, but noticing things with our physical eyes that we don't normally notice. So often we're rushing around in our lives on autopilot, and our eyes are really not even focusing on a whole lot. You're just kind of like the world's kind of going by. So what I want you to do, just practice, even if it's just for a couple of minutes a day, is to practice by noticing the things that you see with your physical eyes. So if you're going for a walk down a hallway that you've walked down like 1,000 times before, and there's nothing really to see in your perspective, it's just the same old gray walls, I want you to walk down that hallway maybe a little bit slower. So take your time and notice what's around you. So with your eyes, open up to what you're seeing, because when we give respect to our physical body and our physical eyes in that that interpretation center that we have in a physical body, which is our sight, if we can give some focus to that, it actually starts opening up. When we're doing it deliberately, it actually starts opening up the energy channels that are associated with that physical center. So practice this. So it could be the hallway, it could be out for a walk in the forest, and maybe it's a path, maybe you've got your dogs with you and you've done that walk a million times and you're just sort of going through and your mind is wandering. So it's more about bringing your attention to the here and the now and seeing what is around you in your world. Notice what what the fabric of your shirt looks like, or what the little pills on the carpet look like. Notice what kind of paint is chipped away on that hallway that you've walked down a million times before. So really just kind of practicing with opening your eyes. But I want to share with you just a really quick little exercise that maybe you can do right here and right now, or you can save it for a better time. It's super simple, super easy. You can do it anywhere, but it gives you a little bit of a grounding sensation into your physical body at the same time as opening your third eye center, which would be, again, right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit quietly. You're going to either sit on your bum, you're going to lie down, or you're going to stand up. You could do this literally anywhere. Just don't do it when you're driving a car or doing anything super important in a meeting or something like that. But you can close your eyes, take a couple nice deep breaths, and what you're going to do is you're going to, with your eyes closed, you're going to shift your gaze so that you're looking upwards in between your brows. So you're going to focus with your eyes closed on this part right here in your forehead. And just by doing that alone, you're going to activate your third eye. I want you to also play with your imagination here. Okay, so you're also going to do this. You're going to shift your gaze upwards, and then you're going to actually imagine visually that you have literally a third eyeball. So you're going to look at your two eyes, you're going to have a third one right up here, and you're going to play around with that, and you're going to imagine that it's closed. Imagine that it's just closed and that you want it to open. Maybe it's sleeping, maybe it's never been opened before, and you're just going to coax it open a little bit. So you're going to give it a little bit of love. So your eyes are closed, you're looking up between your eyebrows, and you're noticing that there's a third eye there, literally an eyeball, an energetic eyeball that has never been opened before, or it wants to reopen right now. And you're going to coax it open by giving it a little bit of love and really just paying attention to it. Your focus on it alone, like I said, just shifting your eyes up and focusing on that area is going to open it. But if you give it a little bit of love, kind of coax it out gently, and you might even notice that it takes a few seconds, a few times to really open completely. And really, this process is not for you to see something profound. You might, so be open about that, but it's not even about that. It's just about learning to open and be aware that you have that interpretation channel available to you to interpret the energy around you. So when you're opening this, when your eye is open, so you're sitting there, and again, just sit with that. You might notice different colors. One thing with energy is that it comes, in different vibrations, different colors, different sounds. So you might hear things, you might see swirls of color, you might just see bright white light. Play around with it though a little bit, and you might even choose to do this and then do your visualization exercises that you were maybe playing with before. But have fun with it. This is a really super simple, easy, sure way of getting your, activating your third eye chakra and kind of getting that imagination center, that clairvoyant center ready for action in the future. So that's it for today. Thank you, as always, for being here. I appreciate you, and I appreciate that you're watching my videos. If you like them, please give them a thumbs up. I encourage you to comment below. Tell me some of your stories. If you have anything to share, I'd love to hear from you guys as well. So thank you. See you next time.